So I have like a lot of family ties here. So I kind of like to be like bi-coastal like you, like kind of going to LA, Hudson, Nashville.
Popping around.
Popping around.
At some point, people don't like that, and they don't like to hit a moving target.
Right.
So they're going to be like, you're going to have to spend some time with me and do that. Now, you wrote a book about this experience, which is very ballsy, and congratulations on that.
Thank you.
When you decide to title it, was it Smoke, Drink, Fuck? With an asterisk? Do you have to run that by Mom?
Yeah. I talked to my parents. My parents actually had a big book signing party for me. It was really nice of them. But I don't really think that they were keen on the name. I mean, they're pretty,
And people were shocked that you wrote a book about this, or shocked about what was in the book? What kind of reaction of the people in your immediate circle did you get?
I think they thought they were a little shocked about what was in the book. Like they said, I don't like reading sex scenes about you. It's weird. And, or just stuff like that.
I'm sure.
I don't think they're surprised I wrote the book, but yeah, I think the contents were a little bold.
But then you also felt like you had some clarity getting through 40 and coming through the other side of this. You had some clarity on dating in the big picture too, that I think you can get without having, sort of the happily ever after at 29. People ask me this all the time, like, what do you know about it? I go, my job's to raise the questions, and my curiosity drove this.
Yeah.
So you looked back at a certain point, either when you were writing this book or after or right before, and you're like, I think I have some things to say about the landscape of this.
Right.
And you've been sort of interested in that ever since.
Right. Well, yeah, and interestingly enough, we were talking just about the 40s versus the 30s. I just turned 50 a couple months ago, and I wrote a piece about turning 50 and all the things that I feel like I obsessed about in my 30s and 40s, or worried about or thought about, whether it be my weight or getting married or my career or kids. I mean, all the things. Mm-hmm. They just don't matter so much anymore. I think you come to an acceptance point. Like, my friend in D.C. just texted me the other day. She said, how are you doing? I'm going on a diet. I need to lose 8 to 10 pounds really fast. Mm-hmm. And I said, Liz, you're always on a diet. And she said, I know, but I'm obese. I need to lose 10 pounds. But my point is, I used to be that person. I know I used to be that person. And getting out of the city has made me a little bit more sane too, right? Because it's not, people are here more down to earth.
It's a less obsessive pace.
It's less obsessive pace.
Yeah.
Right. And so, I'm not married, but I'm in a healthy relationship. I think he's the best guy I've met.
Yeah. A lot of people are married and in terribly unhealthy relationships.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of like he was worth waiting for,
I agree with that too. And a lot of people stay in the relationships they shouldn't be in, or they imagine the relationships they shouldn't be in, and it doesn't always work that way. We obsess over the wrong things all the time.
Right.
And a lot of that, like I said earlier, it's familial and personal and societal pressure that makes us think, I'm supposed to do this, and if I'm not doing this, I can't feel this way. I can't really enjoy this too much.
Yeah.
And it goes around and around and around. Did you have the same angst going into... Because you were in a relationship at 39 heading towards 40, and your relationship at 49 going into 50. Were they different?
Yes. I was chill at 50. I really was. I mean, we're in a pandemic. So I had a small dinner with my family and my boyfriend, and that was it, And everybody got me nice presents, and it was a really nice event, but it wasn't like, I just didn't expect a lot, And I just wasn't dissatisfied with my life, I think, and so angst-ridden. I felt better at 50.
And women look great at 40, 50, 60, 70.
Yeah.
A lot longer than the boys do. Like women really do. So it's not like that. It's not like, oh my God, I wish I looked like her at 28. A lot of women at 48, 58, and 68 can look that way. And that makes them feel good about themselves. And that trickles down everything. It's about, everybody hits a point in their life where they feel the most confident and where everything comes together. I would rather have that happen at 48 than 28.
Yeah.
Because I would like to have that bucket of knowledge and experiences and feelings coming into me and know that, okay, I got to this point now, then I got to this point then, and then it's either a slow slope downhill or I have nothing sort of to look forward to. I mostly look back at me in my 20s and 30s and think, what a jackass. And at the time, I thought, like, I'm just having fun and all this.
Right.
But along the way, you hurt a lot of people and you miss a lot of experiences and you wall yourself off from a lot of things that once you get past the point where you're like, okay, I don't think I have to do anything for anybody but me, you really become a better person because you really sort of own your weaknesses, you own your faults, but you also understand what you do well and what you need to do better. And there's a clarity that comes with that as we age and as we go through things. And you shouldn't be ever comparing yourself against other people, and because odds have it they're not that happy.
Right. Well, and I think what happens too in your 40s is, like, did I think my dad was going to die in my 40s? Hell no. I mean, you learn that you can take care of somebody besides yourself. Mm-hmm. You know, I learned that I could start a business even when I was working on a business while my dad was sick. I learned that some of the things I was looking for in a man in my 30s and even probably my early 40s aren't at all what I'm looking for now.
And what was it and what is it?
Well, I think I was looking for perfect on paper, you know, like the perfect resume to match mine, DC, power couple, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And now I look more for shared values, shared interests. Of course, you have to have the chemistry and the attraction has to be there, and that's there for me.
Yeah.
But I think I just look more like, how is this person raised? Is this person a good person? Can I rely on this person? I think I didn't think about any of that stuff before. It was just more about the attraction and the fun.
Will this fit? This is the guy, you know, you say, I'm going out with this guy. Your friends say, what does he do?
Right.
And so it is about resume dating.
It is.
It is about that. And the things that really do matter are a little bit more intangible, but they're a little bit more special when you know them, when you feel them. The growing and the learning and the sharing and the curiosity and the banter and the moments and all these things that you can't just put on a list and say, here's what I like about this person. It's you can feel it. And you can share it, and that matters. And it takes a while to find that.
Yeah, and somebody you can be friends with, like really good friends with, talk about anything with.
Yeah.
My best friend married her best friend, and she used to tell me, why don't you date one of your friends? And I tried that. It didn't work out too well.
It's tough to cross over.
It's
Once
tough to
you
cross
are
over,
friends.
right.
I think the people who say they married their best friends, I think a little bit of that is revisionist history, where they look now their friendship grew from a different place, and now they're like, we were always best friends. No, one of you liked each other more.
Right.
One of you didn't look at the other one as a friend, and that's how that happened.
Right.
All right. In the interest of time, this is the first time you've been on this podcast, and you were wonderful, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
We play something called Worst Date or First Date. So you have to give us either the absolute worst date you've ever had or the greatest first date you've ever had. Your choice.
The worst date I ever had.
She goes right to that.
I know what it is because it blew my mind.
Okay.
I went out with this guy. I was living in Atlanta at the time. And we had a lovely day. We had brunch. We had dim sum. We ended up going to our friend's lake house and hanging out. So I went back to his house with him. Now that's not something I typically do with somebody I don't know. But I just, he was a friend of a friend. I felt comfortable with him. Mm-hmm. And I went into his bedroom to use the bathroom, and he tried to. Well, he kind of did tie me up on his bed with these things that were coming off of his bedpost,
Oh, so they were ready to go.
Yeah, ready to go. And I was really scared. This wasn't fun, right?
Yeah.
I thought this guy was going to hurt me. And I had to somehow figure out how to get out of those things and escape the house. But I did. And but it's not funny, but it was kind of a joke with my sister.
Did he think it was funny? What was
No.
the intent?
I think he wanted to tie me up and have sex. You know, I mean, that was his intent.
So he's going to tie you up and then tell you what you were going to do after?
I guess.
Bold first date move.
It was very weird. It just happened so fast. And I remember coming home, calling my sister and being like, this guy just tied me up. She's like, what do you mean? How do you go on a date and get tied up on the first date? What is that?
Yeah. Usually takes 2-3 dates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A few at least.
Wow. And so did you ever talk to him again?
No. Kind of freaked me out a little bit.
Yeah, I get
that was a really bad first date. I mean, very bad one.
All right. Now, you wrote the book under a nom de plume.
Yes. Because
why?
I think I wanted to keep my professional life and this personal wild side of me.
Fucks up your Google search.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to keep it separate. Separate but equal.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so your nom de plume is what?
Esme Oliver.
And where does that come from?
Well,
because I would love to just sit and create an alter ego like that. That's good. I need to.
Yeah,
I need to stop being Brian Howie and come up with.
It's kind of fun to have an alter ego.
Joe Ampersand.
I love J.D. Salinger. He's like one of my all-time faves, like a lot of people's. And he wrote a book that I don't think many people read called For Love and Squalor for Esme. I think that's exactly the title, but I'm not. Something like that. And I read the book and I loved it. And I loved the name Esme after that. And then I think I picked Oliver just so there was like alliteration. So it kind of sounded good together.
Yeah.
That was the logic.
When did he write? Before Catcher in the Rye or after?
I think before.
Before.
I think. It was a short story.
Good.
So that's where I got the name.
Question, answer. And the book is called?
Oh, my book?
Yeah. Again, it's called Smoke, Fuck.
Smoke, Drink, Fuck.
Smoke, Drink, Fuck. So when you're in there and you're like, you know what? I don't think I want Eat, Pray, Love. I want Smoke, Drink, Fuck. There you have it. Esme Oliver. All right. Christine Dodd.
Thank you.
You were awesome. This was terrific.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
As far as us, like, share, subscribe. And as always, please review this podcast. Your podcasts mean a lot your reviews mean a lot in the podcasting ecosystem. Our live tour schedule for 2021 is very slowly rolling out, depending on the state of the world. Go to greatlovedebate.com. In the meantime, coming up on November 18th, and I think it is always going to be the third Wednesday of every month, we are doing virtual Great Love Debate shows. We have some celebrities lined up for this one. All the fun, all the honesty, all the hilarity, all the laughs of our usual live Great Love Debate shows from the comfort of your couch or wherever you choose to do this. Go to wedeepen.com and sign up for that. There's only 100 tickets available for that, so get yours there, or go to greatlovedebate.com. You can get tickets there too. Because as always, at the Great Love Debate, we never stop making love. See you next time.
The Great Love Debate. It's the Great Love Debate.
The Great Love Debate. It's the Great Love Debate.